All right, everybody. You know what time it is? The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. All right, guys, welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons, and we are very, very thankful to those of you who are joining us here on multiple platforms. We are broadcasting to you live just outside of Atlanta, GA, as they say down here on the South Side. Just sometimes they call it comfortably south of downtown Atlanta. And we're, as we always do, to talk to you about sports, and more sports. A big weekend, lots of stuff happening in the world of sports this weekend. Well, as you know, in order for the show to really start off right, we like to bring on one of the most beautiful women in sports talk radio and TV. She is known affectionately here as the Queen, Miss Tree Dolman. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, everybody.
What's going on? What's going on, Tree? How you doing?
I am doing quite all right. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Beautiful day here in Atlanta. A little rain early, but cleared up. Everything nice. And for those of you who don't know, I also sell cars. I sold 2 of them today.
Oh, congratulations.
Shades on, feeling some kind of way, baby.
Good day for you.
Amen. Yeah, it's a big day. You actually got 2 car sales out today. So big kudos to my clients. I'm going to give them a big shout out here. First of all, a good client, Gay Construction, bought now their 4th vehicle from us in the last couple of years. So to all the guys over there, Mr. Gay and your crew, thank you so much. And also to Miss Dana Martin, who has a lovely pre-owned Lincoln MKX that is now in her possession. So thank you. Thank you, both of you guys, for supporting us. Again, we appreciate those of you that do that. Again, if you need something, remember, if you need a car for yourself or for your business, remember to contact me, yours truly, Jonathan Simmons. I'll put it up here on the screen. You can hit me up here through the sports show. That's fine. There's my email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or call me right on the cell, and we will take care of you, your family, your business, give you some great deals over at Allen Vigil Ford. Because we actually are not selling vehicles over list price like some dealers are. And we also, any incentives or rebates that Fords have, but they do have an F-150, believe it or not, they have a $500 rebate and financing as low as 0.9%. Again, hit me up on the cell, 678-410-9833, and we would love to assist you and your familia. And that's my shameless plug for today. Had to get it in. Well, you know, guys, also when we do this sports show, we have beauty, but we also have the champion. He is not one, but 2-time Super Bowl champion. And he's also in the Fort Valley Sports Hall of Fame. The one and only Tyrone Poole is back in the building. What's going on, sir?
How we doing, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Hello, Miss Tree. Hello, Minister. How you doing?
Hi, Tyrone.
Everybody doing good, sir. Everybody's doing good. Good to see you, man. I see you are sporting the blue and what do you call it? Blue and gold, blue and yellow of
blue and gold. You got it right. Blue and gold.
Right. Blue and gold there, Fort Valley State University. So we appreciate you, sir. Let's go to social media here. We got a few little comments that popped on already. Let's go here. And first of all, we're going to give your main man, Miss Todd. He said, "Hi, y'all, regarding the Hawks. Fat lady is on stage, preacher. Mic in hand. LOL." We're going to go. Yeah, we will. We're going to be talking about the Hawks in just a few minutes. And big shout out also on social media from our good buddy MJ, Miss Modesta Jackson. She's got some great stuff going on. We're going to have her on as a community outreach guest because she's doing something that is just marvelous here with high school athletes. She's partnering with the NFL and also at ESPN events through the Celebration Bowl. So, and she also says, hey, let me read it here. Wrong glasses. Let me get my actual glasses here. Let's pop it up. Here we go. OMG, I know that guy. Tyrone is unbelievable, bro. You know him, but
and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. It's good because I got to keep myself, under control, but it's bad because, people can easily spread rumors, but but hey, I have some good people out there. I believe in you guys like you believe in me. I love you. Thank you for the support, man. It's all good. All one love, one love, one love.
Yep, she says she knows you well. First of all, it never surprises me that people know either one of you guys. Matter of fact, at MJ's event, I met a gentleman, Trina. I'm gonna try to find his name, but as soon as I mentioned you were on the show, he's like, "Oh man, that's my girl, Trina. Man, she does so much stuff."
Yeah.
So, I mean, both of you guys. I mean, that's the one thing I love about both of you guys being on the show. That really, anywhere I go and I mention you guys, it's all about, the stuff that you guys do in the community. So that's good. John never ceased to amaze me. He said for a moment, Tyrone looked a little scared.
Oh no.
He said, "Hold up."
Hey, see, I'm not gonna say nothing. Hey, I got good people out there. I got everybody who know me. Everybody who know me. Those who know me now, again, those who know me know who Tyrone is. So I'm not scared of nothing, nobody, nothing. Because I got everybody knows who I am. So, but like I say, it's sometimes troubling. Sometimes you gotta say, okay, who is that? Who is that say they know me? Because when you have been put, praise be to God, in a certain spot, it's like, you just got to be careful. You never know. I even had relatives who were hating on me. What? They came forth and said, man, you know what? I had to finally come to myself and say that, I was jealous of you. Like, why? But I understand. Because sometimes people want to be where you are. They want to be who you are. So sometimes you just have to watch it. Who is that person speaking?
Yeah.
No,
that's true, Tyrone. And then you get a lot of people out there who say they know you and they really don't know you. They may know of you, but they don't know you.
Yes.
Tell the truth now. Tell the truth, because that is what happens. People, oh yeah, I know them. And we get all the time off in the dealership. I know Mr. Vigil. Okay, well, Mr. Vigil knows a lot of people, sir. So I mean, how do you know Mr. Vigil? Oh, well, like we were at a fundraiser like 8 years ago, and he said hello. I said hello. Okay, well, sir, we need a little bit more, than that. I mean, but that's how people do it. They just, there's a casual acquaintance. They met you one time, and immediately they're like, "Hey, I know this person," like they know you for real, for real. So yeah, I understand. It's always, that's the way it goes. That's the way
Which
it
is
goes.
like Todd. Just like Todd. Todd don't know me. Todd know of me, but Todd don't know me.
That's true. Yeah, I think. But the thing is, I love about this show. The thing I love about this show is that Todd and several other guys, our main man from the DNK, we call him the offensive coordinator. We have so many people, man, that really log on and that really have created an affinity with us from watching us and interacting with us. So for that, I'm very, very thankful for. But obviously, they don't know us and we don't know them. So yeah. I mean, you really neither way. But we will say this again. We do appreciate you. Modesta wants to make it plain for everybody watching. She knows you because several members of the NFLPA were there, and obviously you're a member of that organization. So I guess she has seen you at NFLPA events and knows of your good work. So there you go. Mad love. That's right. Getting some mad love from Tyrone. And MJ, we appreciate you. And again, we look forward to having you on the show in the not too distant future. All right, guys, we're going to do this. So we're going to shift a little bit here. Obviously, Tree, do you have I have my TV off. Can you give us an update here of the score of the Hawks game?
The Hawks are down 40-44. It's the second with 2 minutes to go. So they're down 4 points.
Okay, well, that's doable. That's doable. That's doable. I mean, that's not too bad at all. Let's see what okay, Todd's hilarious. Okay, now he's telling us why he got the insult. He said he was a private eye for 14 years.
He said for 14 years, watch out.
Watch out. Well, hey, Todd, listen, it might come a day I might have need of your services. I hope not, but you hit me up. Let me know what's up with what's going on. Well, good news is, again, about the Hawks, we are happy that they are up. Are down actually only by 4 points. We'll just put it up on the screen here. Miami, 44. You said, Tree? What's it now?
Yeah, now it's 47-40.
Okay, well, that's not too good. All right.
It's not a problem. They were up not too long ago, so it's just going back and forth.
Okay, so Hawks were leading at 1 point. That's good. So there's the score, guys. If you want to see it, there it is right now. The score, as we know it, Miami 47, Hawks 40. again, that's within range. That's certainly a lot better than we had the other night, where the game kind of got away from them. And we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about our Hawks here. And let's go here to the screen and talk about the Hawks a little bit. And can they do this? Now, here's one thing that I've kind of been looking at here. What do you guys think about this? The Hawks are kind of underperforming a little bit. And so I wondered if, in fact, they can't somehow come back and win this game. Do you think that it could be big problems for Coach Nate and even John Collins if this team can't somehow, put it together? This question right there. Hawks on the brink of elimination. What are the keys to win tonight? Well, Coach Nate will be fired at the end of the season. Any comments on that, yay or nay?
Oh yeah, just talk about it. For me, just jumping right into it. The game is already being played. Now, when I look back at the last 3 playoff games that the Hawks had against the Heat, now the Hawks were in there, just like the score right now. They're down by 7. The first period, they were right there. The Heat might have outscored them maybe 22 to maybe 18. The Hawks were in there. But where the Hawks are faltering, if you look at all the games that they played against the Heat, it's not the beginning. It's when they come in to start the third period after halftime. For some reason, I don't know. I go back and I look. The Heat have outscored the Hawks a lot. The Hawks falter in the third period, and then they try to play catch up in the fourth. So I think if the Hawks could come out after halftime and change that, come out and actually score more points than the Heat in the third period, I think they give themselves an opportunity to win this game here and try to make it a series.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the Hawks, go ahead, Tree.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that no, I don't think that the Atlanta Hawks will fire Coach Nate. And even if we don't win this game and we lose, Nate is a great coach. And one thing that you know about great coaches, every year is not going to be a go far in a playoff season, but you need to give him time to do what he's doing. And the Hawks at least made the play-in games and they made it to the playoffs. And I know that's not just what the Hawks organization wants. They want to win championships. I get that. But we are on the right path to that. So no, I don't think they should fire Coach Nate. And I think they should give him more time and let him do what he's doing, because obviously he's a great coach. He's a well-respected coach. And I think he has what it takes to get the job done.
I'm going to go this for a second.
What Tree is saying. Now, she hit some great points. Coach Nate, the thing that I look at as far as being a player, do we get rid of our coach? Okay, number one, if he loses the locker room, get rid of the guy. Okay, they have no respect for him. I don't think the Hawks players, Coach Nate has lost the locker room. He has the locker room. They believe in him. You can see how they turned the season around. Okay, number two, does the head coach make all of the decisions? No. Coach Nate has to cook with the groceries that the front office serve him. So now if you were to give him control over personnel and all decisions, period, then yes, you may have to either relinquish him of some of those duties or fire him. But under those circumstances, I'm like, he hasn't lost the locker room. I think just like Bill Parcells said, if you want me to cook, you should at least let me go grocery shopping. So I think if the Hawks give Coach Nate, more so to speak, everything in the organization, I think you turn it around. But he hasn't lost the locker room, and the guys do believe in his system. You just got to give it time.
I'm going to try to go to this for a second here. These are unedited remarks here. So I got a little bit of the post game after game 4 with DeAndre Hunter. And the first reporter asked him something a little interesting, going along with what you were talking about Coach Nate and, how he's done, yay or nay. So let's see if we can get these comments. Hopefully you guys can all hear it. Let's take a peek here. It's DeAndre Hunter post game.
Struggle for offense. Would you have liked to stay in that game with how you were making shots? Would you guys have struggled for offense? You were on fire and then you're on the bench and you didn't get it back.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Would I like to stand again?
Yeah. Is there anything you got taken out. You were the offense.
It's coach's decision. It's not. I don't know. Coach took me out. I come out. Put me in. I go in.
Got one more question here, and it kind of you can see it in their gameplay.
And Zulu with the Crystal Santos.
This is one of the
Yeah,
foreign
I hope you're
reporters.
doing well. Where's the confidence level of this group after the game 4 and going to the game 5? Where do you feel you are confidence-wise right now?
We're still confident. They're up 3-1. We know what the series is, but we're never going to lose confidence. We still have another game to play, another 2-3 games to play, but we're still confident. They won today, but like I said, we still have more games to play.
And we can see it so far in the first half. Like he says, man, we're not worried about that. We're confident. We think we can go in here and win. And notice he said something very key. And it kind of reminds me of Tyrone about, how you kind of present yourself and your attitude. First he said, okay, we know we have another game coming up. And then he said we have other games after that. So his mindset's already thinking, we're going to go in here and take care of business in Miami, and we're going to come back to Atlanta. So just listen to those remarks real quick. Does that reinforce kind of what we're seeing so far in this first half and treat your belief that they're going to pull this thing out and get us back to Atlanta at least?
I definitely think that the team believes. I mean, as Tyrone can tell you, great athletes, they all believe that they're the best. If you don't think that you're the best and you can get the job done, then what are you even playing professional sports for? Because you've already lost pretty much. Most of the battle is mental and preparation. And so the fact that he believes and the team believes, and we know that their main saying is believe. So, yes, I think that they are motivated. I think they definitely can go into Miami and get a win and then come back into Atlanta, and they just need to come with more fire. We know that they play great at home. They didn't win the other night, but they play great at home, and so they do defend home court. So, yes, I do think it's possible. They just need to give it all that they have, which I think they understand being down 3-1, that it's go hard or go home.
Bottom line, this is what has to happen. All that talk they talking about, this and that, into the future. You got to deal with West right now. You got to take what player we're going to call right now. It's 3rd and 1, or using football as a term. We go out there, it's 3rd and 1. Okay, we're not worried about, after they get the first down. We're worried about this play right now. So what the Hawks need to worry about is right now, tonight. Okay, I understand the mindset. We're going to think about the future and all that. But right now, what I'm looking at is who – I've used the term before, Batman and Robin. Okay. Trey, he's up and down. Okay. So Trey need to put in his best scoring effort tonight. And then they need to have a Robin. They need to have somebody that if he does go cold at some point, catch a cold, somebody needs to step up and pick up the slack. I don't see that. So unless the Batman, who's supposed to be Trey, step his game up and shoot the lights out, he can't be the Batman and scoring 16 points. Come on, man. You can't be under 20 points, and you're supposed to be the Batman. All right? If anything, you're supposed to be putting up 50 points. I don't care if you shoot the ball 60 times. All right? And then somebody else has to step up. The other thing is the Miami Heat did not finish number 1 in the Eastern Conference for nothing, people. All right? They got that same mindset, too. So my thing is, can the Hawks raise their level of confidence to surpass whatever the Heat brings and continue to bring tonight? Already we see that the Hawks are down. So that's what I see. And that's just calling it what it is.
Yeah, so to me, what I've always felt about this team is that I think they really don't use the personnel to their best advantage. I'm looking at a team that clearly is a team that's giving up quite a bit in terms of height and muscle power. So I'm like, look, man, you got a lot of guys that have speed, that have quickness, they play above the rim, push the ball up and down the court. I mean, and Nate, all the players say the same thing. We play best when we are pushing the ball up and down the court. The other thing, too, is bring in some of the guys that had been stars in the G League and have shown when you have played them in limited minutes, they played pretty good. And what happened to TLC? This was a guy that was a great defender on the wing. We've seen him get reduced minutes. What's happened to young Mr. Johnson from the G League? Where is he? And to me, I don't care what anybody says. Give the hometown hero a little shot with Sharif Cooper. Give Trey a break. I'm like, look, if you have youth and speed at your advantage, I'm like, run him out of the building. Tree, you know how it is when you fast break, push, and press. I'm like, hey, make the Heat do something they're uncomfortable with. Right now, the Hawks are playing the Heat's ball game. Slow her down, trying to move the ball around, trying to get in the paint. Forget all that thing, man. Rebound and go. Run. Push it.
But here's the thing, though, Jonathan. If you're going to do that, you better capitalize on it. Okay? That's just like saying, we're going to blitz them. But if you ain't getting home to the quarterback, you wasting your self-energy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to do what works. You got to do what works. If you push, you better make sure you capitalize on it. If not, you're hurting yourself.
Right.
Well, I know one thing.
And
Whatever
the
they
thing
got,
with-
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Trina. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I was just going to say, and the thing with playing a lot of the rookies and a lot of the young guys, they don't have that knowledge and wisdom that the older players have. This isn't just regular season basketball. This is playoff basketball. And so the play goes to another level. This isn't, it's everything is tougher. The refs are letting them play more physically. Defense is tougher. So I would not, honestly, if I was Coach Nate, I wouldn't play a lot of the young players either. He sees what they do in practice. So he sees what they're doing. He's seeing if they're making a lot of mistakes or mental mistakes. And so obviously they're not up to the level. And plus he likes to play a certain number rotation. That's why they're not on the court. But I do believe in him and his system because, again, he is a great coach. He sees what we're not seeing in practice, what they're doing. And when it's their chance, he'll give them their time.
That's a good point, Tree.
Well, I know one thing. They better do something because right now they're down 54-42 at the half. They're down by 12, and they're going to have to find some way. Let's go to the stats here and take a look. We're going here. Clint Capella has played 14 minutes, 7 rebounds, 2 points. DeAndre Hunter, the guy you just saw just a minute ago, he is holding up his end of the bargain, 11 points, 5 rebounds. John Collins, 5 points, 2 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 5 points, no rebounds for him so far. The Big O, 2 points and 3 rebounds, and we have a lot of goose eggs down the way. Kevin Huerter has 7 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. And it seems like another rough night for young Mr. Trae Young. At the half, only 5 points and just 2 assists. So clearly, whatever game film the Hawks are watching, they still have not found a way to unhook this Miami defense. Of course, they are the number 4 defense in the league, and they're the number 1 seed in the East. So we're going to have to see. Speaking of have to see, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Please don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
We're back here. You're watching the show. Before we bring on our community outreach, gentlemen, according to these stats here, I don't know if Jimmy Butler has actually played in this game. Looking at stats here for Miami, Bam Adebayo, 7 points, 8 rebounds. Max Strus, their shooting guard, been killing the Hawks. Him and Victor Oladipo. Oladipo, 13 points and 1 rebound, and Max Strus is 12 points and 4 rebounds. Those are 2 guys right now are taking to the Hawks. And Oladipo just coming back from injury himself. So it looks like Jimmy Butler is seeing limited time in this game. We'll have to check in later on to see what his status is. But at halftime, and they'll be going into the third quarter shortly, Heat 54, Hawks 42. So we shall see if the Hawks can come back. There it is right there again. This is what the half. Heat 54, Hawks 42. All right, guys, we like to try to always kind of talk about the good things that are going on in the community. And we like to bring people that are doing some good stuff. This gentleman is no stranger to our show. I've worked with him both on and off the air. He has a great organization called and so I got it right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I don't want to mess it up. I'll get on his. Man, that's not the actual name, bro. Get it right. I'm talking about the one and only Double B. Barry Brown is back in the building. Now, welcome back, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you good, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Minister Jonathan Simmons. And shout out to Miss Dolman. Shout out to my brother Tyrone Poole. Hey, Tyrone, congratulations, man, on the new role at your alma mater, Fort Valley, brother. I saw that. So congratulations to you, man, and keep up the great work. Yes, sir.
Well, Barry, like I said, man, absolute pleasure having you back on the show as always, man. You're always doing some good stuff in the community, and so we're very, very thankful for you. And I'm gonna put this banner on here, and I hope I got it right. So I'm gonna show it right here in just a second. There we go.
Hey, that's good. Hey, that's good enough for me, my brother.
Every now and then we get the things right. All right, Brian,
That's
tell us a
right.
little bit about the Student Athlete Playbook and basically tell us about a big event that you just had not too long ago.
Yes, sir. Well, the Student Athlete Playbook is actually the number one book for youth student athletes in the country. The Student Athlete Playbook, Success in the Classroom, Sports and Life. And man, we're just honored to serve student athletes and youth in general, because we also have the other side of the extracurricular format in schools, which is student artists. So you're talking about your band students, you're talking about your dance team students, you're talking about your artists um, in the drama club and the art club. So student athletes rock, student artists rocks, teachers rock, and of course coaches rock. So that's the student athlete playbook in a nutshell. And then the program that the student athlete playbook serves as the material for is called the Student Athlete Achievement Program. And the event you're referring to is the South Fulton Scholarship Student Athlete Luncheon, founded by my mentor and great friend. I call her Mama Glaze, but Mrs. Lydia Glaze, former city councilwoman in the city of Fairburn, Georgia, and also Mayor Pro Tem out there at Fairburn, Georgia. We met at a Stop the Violence rally back in 2014, man, when a lot of gang violence was taking place in South Fulton. And she was just, I spoke at the rally, and she was like, oh man, I've been looking for somebody like you. And of course, I'm always looking for outstanding mentors. And so we came together and started the luncheon. And man, we've been going strong since 2015. Of course, we missed the 2 years, 2020, 2021. So this luncheon that we just had last week is the relaunch of the South Fulton Scholarship Student Athlete Luncheon, honoring and recognizing the student athletes at Westlake, Banneker, Creekside, Tri-Cities, Langston Hughes that have signed letters of intent to further their education and their athletic careers in college in the fall. So, man, had a great time. I guess speakers, Tyrone might know this gentleman, Jason Allen, former University of Tennessee star, played cornerback as you did, Tyrone, with the Miami. I think he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. And also Mr. Stephen Aycock, who has been a college coach. He coached at Savannah State and has coached at several HBCUs over the years. And now he's a deputy commissioner with City of Atlanta Parks and Recreation. So those were our guest speakers this past Thursday. And man, just had another great time, man. And that's what we do. We just serve, man, and continue to help these young people become who they are meant to be.
Tyrone, what do you think about this? I know you do some stuff in the community as well. Having this kind of almost a book to create a template of for teachers and students and even parents to kind of work together and help these young people out.
It's beautiful what Barry is doing. So, Barry gonna end up sending those athletes to Fort Valley. That's what we want. So he and our connection will be very strong from here going out. So
that's right.
That's what we want. We want the mindset, academics, athletics, and life. So that's how you grow a coach. But Barry, I want to ask you, how important in high school is that coach, parent, teacher, player, tribe? How important is that?
Man, Tyrone, I'm originally from Southwest Atlanta, man. So shout out to Southwest Atlanta, Ben Hill, Ben Real, the West End. But that's right. You already know SWAT's in the building. But my family moved out to Clayton County, like in the middle of my 8th grade year. So I left Southwest Middle School, which is now Gene Young Middle School. And I started attending Morrow Junior High. And so I'm going to show you exactly how important that relationship is. When I moved out to Morrow, I never seen a community band together We won the 1987 state championship, man. And so shout out to the Mara High Mustangs. And we actually had schools. I remember this vividly. Other schools, Jonesboro, Forest Park, Riverdale, they were coming over to our school, bringing us banners and stuff, and pushing us as we was on our march to the state championship that season. And I'll never forget going down. Shout out, rest in peace, Sarge. He had a little restaurant on the same street of the school that served the student athletes and the whole community, really, but definitely looked out for the student athletes like myself. And man, we just had a great time. Dr. Corley had the chiropractic practice down the street from the school, so we can go in there and get our necks, now I know it's called getting an adjustment. Back then we'll call, oh man, you're going to get your neck cracked. But so shout out to Dr. Corley, and so we just had a great community, man, that served us well, and our coaches. So shout out to Coach Theodosian, rest in peace, Coach Oswald, man, Coach Creasman, Coach May, all these coach. Oh man, I don't want to forget anybody's name, but
that's all right.
Our whole coaching staff were just amazing, man, and they put us in the position to win. Because Tyrone, we were playing people like at your home school, LaGrange. We was in the same region with LaGrange, Griffin, and Noonan, man, and they were monsters. I just remember them being so much bigger than us, and so it was just an honor to play in that kind of region. That whoever came out that region always had a chance to win the state title, be it Morrow, LaGrange, Griffin, or Noonan. We were always putting players on the field, and it's just so many players from those schools alone that went on to D1 schools. I myself I played at Presbyterian College up in Clinton, South Carolina. One of my best friends, Andre Hastings, Tyrone, I think you probably met him over the years. Went to Georgia, went on to play in the NFL. So when you start looking at LaGrange, Griffin, and Noonan, I mean, they put so many people in the pros. It's just unbelievable. And so what we do with the Student Athlete Achievement Program, because what I know now that I didn't know then was the fact that, everybody's not going pro by far, not even close. And so what are you going to do with that education? What are you going to do with the skills you've been blessed with? And so now we understand how to teach these young ladies and these young men how to use sports as a tool and use that as your stepping stone to anything else that you want to do in life. Because regardless if you do make it pro, and Tyrone can tell you better than anybody on this panel and this show tonight, it's going to end at some point in time, regardless if you make it pro, and you're going to still be very young in most cases, in your 30s or late 20s, and you still have a whole life to live. So what are you going to do? How are you going to manage your money in the whole nine? So that's what we do with the Student Athlete Achievement Program, man, and we're honored to help so many people and help these young people realize what they need to do to become who they want to be.
Tree, your thoughts on hearing this? I know you also are involved in the community, hearing that Barry's doing this stuff on the ground level with these younger guys.
I think it's phenomenal and definitely well needed. Congratulations to you for the many years of success, and also congratulations on getting students into college with a scholarship. I mean, that's what it's all about. These young kids definitely need to understand what you're teaching them about finances, that everybody does not make it to the professional level. So I'm so happy that you are letting them know this, not to stop them from their dreams, because I do believe that everybody should follow their dreams. Go for your dreams.
Yes.
If it doesn't happen, then okay, now I have this to fall back on or this to do. But the fact that you are teaching them all of these things and being a mentor and really focusing on education, I think that it is so important for our youth to understand that you are a student athlete, you are a student first, and that education and that higher learning and education is something that will always help, regardless of if you do play professional sports or if you become an entrepreneur. That education is something that will change your life and it can't be taken away. So I just think what you're doing is so much needed in this world, and just kudos to you and great job. Well done. Great job. I was about to say two different things.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother, it's
Thank
good
you,
stuff,
Tree.
man. It's good stuff. And, I know you got to be excited with the news that the school that you matriculated in is now moving on up. They will now share with Forest Park their own field. For those of you not familiar, here in Clayton County, Tara Stadium is a legendary stadium, been here for years. Recently renamed Hines Ward Field at Tara Stadium after a legendary Forest Park player, Hines Ward, who of course went on to play at the University of Georgia and then later won the Super Bowl himself with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But now, Morrow and Forest Park going to have their own football field right over there at Stagecoach, right on the line actually between Morrow and Ellenwood. And so we're going to look to, for those of you, let me go and put up on the screen right here, those of you who want to participate with us to help us do this, we would love to have you do it.
Hey sports fans, tune in for live high school football Fridays, 7:30 p.m. on RealTalkSports.net. Check out your favorite Metro Atlanta teams as they do battle on the gridiron. It's your high school game of the week, live streaming free Friday nights on RealTalkSports.net. For more sports coverage and great sports talk, catch the Real Talk Sports Show Tuesdays, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. Brought to you by Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, a business giving back to their community. Give them a call at 678-364-3979 or check them out online at AllenVigilFord.net.
Yeah, I put that up there because we're going to need some help. I mean, we cannot be in two places at one time. We just not going to work. I can't be at Tara Stadium doing a live stream of the game and at the new stadium in Morrow. So parents, if you're watching this, or even young people, I don't care what age you are, if you say, man, I've always wanted to get involved with trying to like cover like sports, I want to be out there doing stuff, hit me up. Okay, please. We could use you in a major way. Hit me up. And we would love to have you be part of the broadcast. We need camera people. We need some on-air people. So I'll pop it up here right now. Here you go. There it is. Jay Simmons at RealTalkSports.net. Call me on the cell phone, 678-410-9833, because we need you. And it's a good way to get back to your community. Now, I will tell you, I can't really pay you too much right now. I can give you something to eat. I can give you something to drink. And I give you all the kudos and props on the show. But I can't really pay you hard dollars right now. Unless, now, for those of you watching, if you sponsor people out there, you want to sponsor someone to be on the broadcast, no problem. Same thing. There's the number on screen. Call me, and we'll let you sponsor a cameraman. And the cameraman can get some of the proceeds from that. So anyway, again, we thank you so much for those of you who are logging in and have watched us over the years. Please help us support as we continue to bring high school football, Clayton County style, right to your screen on YouTube and actually on Roku TV. So please, man, please, sir, support us, support. All right, Barry, how can we find out more about you and your program? Do you have like a website, social media where people can find you?
Absolutely. So you can go right to our website, youtheducationandsports.org. That's youtheducationandsports.org. You could also visit us on social media. Our Facebook page, we post most things on there right off the bat, but you can go to facebook.com/student athlete playbook. And I know a lot of the young people are popular on IG. So on IG, you go to the @ education and sports. Our page will pop up. And yeah, but all our social media is connected to our website. So the number one place to go is youtheducationandsports.org. And you can check us out that way. Phone number, everything is there. Email, hit us up, and we'll definitely respond and get you started in our program.
Well, there you go, guys. If you want to do that, please, you can see a ticker on the bottom, Student Athlete Playbook. We'll take a break. And then when we come back, we want to move away from the big sports to talk about a big man who's talking some big stuff. And here's the question we're going to talk about when we come back. The big man from Britain says he's the greatest heavyweight ever.
Wow. Oh,
what
wow.
y'all thinking about that? Well, it's your chance to comment. We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Real Talk Sports Show where you can answer that question yourself and hear what our panel has to say about that. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at AllenVigilFord.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right, everybody, we're back here listening to the Real Talk Sports Show. Upper in the top corner there is our guest for the Evening for Community Outreach Spotlight, Mr. Barry Brown from the Student Athlete Playbook. Right next to him, the lovely and always beautiful Miss Tree Dolman. Beneath her is the two-time Super Bowl champion, and he's a Hall of Famer with Fort Valley Sports. That's right, the one and only Tyrone Poulin. It's just me, the minister, right here down the bottom corner, keeping you guys in the middle of it. Well, we'll pop this question up real quick again here. Your guys' thoughts about this. Tyson Fury talking some stuff. He's saying that he now is the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. What you guys think about Mr. Tyson Fury and that remark right there? Saying he's the greatest.
Man, well, let me tell you something. Tree, go ahead, Tree. I'm stunned that he said that. Well, not stunned, but hey, Tree, go ahead. I'll wait.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, are you really surprised? Every athlete nowadays, they always think they're the greatest, right? Everybody, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm the best to ever do this. And yeah, so I'm not surprised that he said it. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Mr. Tyrone Poole, what you think about Tyson Fury? Does he have any merit to those statements?
Yeah, I agree exactly with what Tree is saying, being an athlete. You got a PR, you got to promote yourself. That's how you make dollars. That's how you make dollars after you finish. It's about promoting. So every decade, somebody is saying that they are the greatest. But when you talk to the peers, that's who you need to get the answers from, the peers. That's why myself, when I was playing football, I didn't care what nobody else said. What mattered to me was what my peers think. Now, if you go to his peers and his peers say, yeah, he's the best. Like you hear ex-boxers talk about Muhammad Ali, or they talk about other boxers. When your peers who studied the game, the same game that you played, can say, yeah, that guy's pretty tough, then maybe you could have a right to say, yeah, you're pretty good. You ask anybody about Tom Brady, his peers, yeah, he's good. So, yeah, I think if Tom came out and said it. But if somebody else, maybe a quarterback who just won a Super Bowl, say, I'm the best ever, people going to probably, nah, man, not yet. But anyways, I like his height. I think that what gives him the advantage. 6'9", long arms. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that's why he's tough right now. But I let Barry go. I know Barry wanted to say something as well. But I don't think Tyson Fury is the best of all times. That's a high mountain.
Yeah. I agree with Tyrone on that. That's tough for me to say he's the greatest. I mean, I think universally, you're going to still go with Muhammad Ali. And again, when you start talking about the whole body, because I try to look at things holistically, then you got to still go with Muhammad Ali because of what he did outside the ring. And of course, inside the ring, I'm still going with Muhammad Ali as the greatest. But I understand, hey, man, the hype machine, you look at all these stories from prime time to all the people that created these tremendous hype machines to create the dollars that Tyrone just mentioned. So I get it, but definitely I would not put him as the greatest heavyweight of all time. I wouldn't do it.
Now, I look at his game. I look at Tyson Fury's game. Again, he's 6'9", right? I think who he just knocked out, Dylan White. So if you look at the boxers, the way the game is now, they're like taller. So I think if you took somebody like a Mike Tyson, I think of Mike Tyson, somebody who bob and weave, kind of like that Joe Frazier type of moving. Mm-hmm. But you got guys who are like so tall, all they do is sit up there like the George Foreman. That was Muhammad Ali said, he come at you, ooh. Right. So you got to bob and weave, and then you get inside and come up with an uppercut. Hey, so I think anybody who's going to knock Tyson Fury out, they have to be mobile. They got to be able to move, bounce with the long reach enough to get up under his long extended arm and then get inside his body and boom. So, but right now, all the boxers are tall. They just sit there and do the George Foreman effect. So I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. Tree, did you already weigh in already?
I did, and
Okay.
I agree with Tyrone. They're definitely going to have to bob and weave.
Well, that's interesting. So now everybody's commenting on this after his comments. Here's a top 10 list of boxers from DAZN News, and they're based in, this is out of Great Britain, of course, where we know that Mr. Tyson Fury is
Already
based.
disqualified.
Wow. Wow. Hold on a
Well,
second.
they say it's already disqualified.
Did you just switch glasses, Minister?
Yep.
Oh man, he did the glasses change.
You know why? Because anytime shots or shade is fired, the minister got to put the shades on. So I don't
Yes,
get
sir.
blinded by all the sparks from the heat going down. But let's go here and take a look here. Here's a list of top 10 heavyweights, what they're talking about. Not in any necessary order. I know they want to try to put, Fury at number 2, but let's kind of take a look. One of the great heavyweights of all time, his record is really what kind of keeps it there. 49-0, 43 of the 49 wins by knockout. I'm talking about the only undefeated heavyweight for his entire career, Rocky Marciano. Now, of course, Rocky Marciano was about 5'11", just around 205. So I don't know how he would stand up against today's heavyweights, but 49-0, including a knockout or a win over Joe Louis and other guys that were great in his era. And of course, they have Tyson Fury, because they talk about the fact that at 31-0-1, and that he has beaten down some other large boxers in his particular day. I see Prick's got that face. He only won 31. But at 6'7", 270 pounds, and he does seem to have quite the chin, he is ranked up there now in the top 10. Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, 25 consecutive title defenses, internally beating guys like Max Baer, Max Schmeling, James Braddock, Jersey Joe Walcott. All these guys were legendary champions back in Lewis's days. And, of course, the guy that many people felt might have destroyed Muhammad Ali, but he did not, George Foreman. They have him up here. Obviously, he had 2 brutal TKOs of Joe Frazier and Ken Norton back when they were, prime time. And then at age 45, came back to win the championship after many years off. Joe Frazier also ranked in the top 10. We know about Joe. Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, surprise, and of course, the man that most people still consider to be the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. And again, I'm not putting those guys in any order, but that's who this magazine said was their top 10 greatest fighters in the heavyweight division of all time.
What I don't like about that is everybody that you name, they kind of want a title, right? So I think that there are people, you just look at everything from a global standpoint, 360. Ken Norton. Anybody know about Ken Norton? Ken Norton was a heck of a fighter. You go ask Muhammad Ali. You go ask some guys, how was Ken Norton? It's just that Ken Norton didn't win championships to a point like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier did. It's almost like saying Dan Marino is not a good quarterback. But everybody who they talk about as at the quarterback position won a championship. But you go ask other people, how was Dan Marino? Man, Dan was good. He just didn't win a championship. Ken Norton was good. He just had to fight Muhammad Ali. Like Peyton Manning could have been the GOAT himself if he didn't have to go against Tom Brady in the New England Patriots. So again, I hear what they're saying, but then I look at the whole contrast of the boxers themselves. Ken Norton was a good boxer. I think he was left out of that list.
They just mentioned him as the fact that he fought both Foreman and Ali, and many people in the Norton camp, and I'm sure if you'd asked Norton up to the day he died, he felt that a controversial decision that Ali got over him was actually a win. Matter of fact, he left that boxing match in tears, feeling that the referees had kind of stole the title from him. So, and as a matter of fact, in that very same fight, he broke Muhammad Ali's jaw. So, yeah, Ken Norton was a ferocious guy. Matter of fact, all them guys in the era, man, were nothing nice. Ron Lyle, Ernie Shavers. I mean, them guys there, I know Tyson Fury talking about he can take a punch, but I'd like to see him take a punch from the likes of like Ron Shavers or Ernie Shavers, those guys, like the guys like that. I'd like to see George Foreman, who Ali said that his jab was like being hit with like a log. So come on, man. I mean, it's nice to get the hype. I get it. I mean, let's go here. Wait, we got a guy from social media wants to chime in. He says he's got the best heavyweight fighter of all time. From our man Todd, he says his greatest fighter is Mr. Kurt Waldrop, the 6th grade bully in his school. All right. Well,
Hey, you never forget those punches in the bathroom.
every man has
Minister.
got his Goliath. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna reboot and reset because Todd's already killing me. Okay, Todd's like, hey, let me get one of Todd's comments here because he's good for him. Here he goes right here. Preacher, the show almost over. You ain't got no draft coverage.
Uh-oh.
Say what?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey, you can't steal my thunder, bud. Cause I'm gonna talk draft. You already know what we're gonna do. But if you want to really find out, you gotta keep it locked right here in the Real Talk Sports Show because we're gonna be back in like 15 seconds. That's all we're gonna get a little mini one. All right, hang on.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia?
No.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know.
My producer got a little antsy there. He's trying to make sure all the sponsors in. That's it. We ain't getting any more. All right, guys. We talk football, especially Falcons football. We talk to the man himself. He's the embedded beat writer for AJ3 Sports for the Falcons. He also is a legendary and award-winning sports writer, and he is Esquire par excellence. You know what I'm talking about? The man himself, Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter, is back in the building. D-Led, what's up, man?
Hey, Reverend, how you doing? Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
We're doing great, brother. Good to see you back in the middle. Let me get you here on the big screen here. There you go. Yes, sir. It's good to see you, man. Oh, look, y'all. He got the mega mic. Watch out, D-Led. Got the big boy mic, man. Well, listen, we're gonna get right to it. I know you are doing prep right now. Draft will be here Thursday. First of all, I want to go around the panel real quick, and then we're going to talk about the Falcons. Who do you guys think are going to be really? It doesn't have to be any order. Kind of the top 3 picks, or give me one guy you think, hey, I definitely, if I was drafting, I'd pick him in the top 3. Mr. Barry Brown, I see you ready. So go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, you got to go with a defensive lineman. We've been lacking one for a defensive end, rather, that edge rusher. So I know it's the outside linebacker position now. So I'm going with Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. That's what I think they need to go with.
All right. Mr. Tyrone Poole, your thoughts, sir?
Now, what's the question again?
Okay, well, Barry I'll be honest. I asked Barry just to give me his top overall pick. He just said, I ain't getting to that. I'm just talking Falcons only. So
I'm going straight Falcons.
He said,
that top overall.
I'm passing your question, but I'm asking what I want to answer. So I guess, Tyrone, why don't we do that since we don't have much time? Who do you think the Falcons should pick in that 8th slot if they stay in the 8th slot?
Well, actually, honestly, I'll say I think the Falcons should try to entertain people who want to move up. And I think the Falcons need to collect as many draft picks as they can because they are in a rebuilding stage and they can always find great talent. If you got great coaching and a great scouting department, you can always find great talent. You see it all the time. So I think I would entertain anybody that wants to come up to the 8th spot and try to get as many draft picks, fall back into the 1st round, and pick up somebody who you know will be there that can help you where you're weak at on offense and defense.
So Tyrone is saying here this option, should they trade back and get more picks? He said they absolutely should trade back and get more picks. Miss Tree Dolman, your thoughts real quick.
Sure. Well, I actually want to answer the question of who's my top pick.
Oh, praise the Lord. Somebody actually want to answer.
What did he say?
I said, praise the Lord. Somebody wants to answer the question I originally asked. Amen. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going with Aiden Hutchinson. I love how he plays defense. Of course, he's also from Michigan, but I really think that he is really going to make some noise when he comes to the NFL, and that honestly would be my top pick.
All right. And we're going to go to Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter. Sir, your thoughts?
Yeah, the top pick in the draft, we're getting a lot of noise about Trayvon Walker from Georgia going number 1 because he has a bigger ceiling than Aiden Hutchinson, who had just the one good year at Michigan. So you might see a little mystery up top with the Georgia kid going number 1 overall.
Wow. And speaking of that, what do you think that if he's still available, that the Falcons are going to make a move to get the big guy in the middle, number 99?
No, I don't. He will be available at 8. It's an issue with whether he can play 3 downs. Can he rush the passer? He's 340 at 23. What does that look like at 26, 27 when you got $1 million in your pocket? So, I would trade back, like some people said, and then I might get him, back there. You definitely need a big guy to sit in the middle of that defense. They're trying to play the 3-4, but, my last mock like Barry had. I got Jermaine Johnson going to the Falcons, falling through to him at the 8th pick overall.
All right. Of course, Todd, the private investigator, wants to refute us all. He says, D-Led, my sources, and they're ironclad, so they're taking the kid from Liberty, Mr. Malik Willis, at 8. And Mr. will trade up to get him because Mr. Blank is overriding Terry and the crew who want a edge rusher like most normal people. Go ahead.
Yeah, if that happens, that will be an override, and if it does happen, we'll know what went down there, because they want to build out the football team. They said they want to take the best player available. He just laid out for me the things he looks for in a quarterback, and I'm flipping real quick. Accuracy, that's a negative for Mr. Willis. Decision making, he grew up when he left Auburn. Pocket feel, he's got that, and arm strength, he's got that. But the two things you can't teach, accuracy and decision making, kind of knock him out of that top 10 in the eyes of the Falcons. But if Pittsburgh likes him and they want to come up and give you some picks, hey, answer the phone.
Well, any thought? I mean, there's been some rumbling about them trying to get the next Julio Jones with getting a young man, Mr. London, out of USC. What are your thoughts about that? Would that make any sense at all for the Falcons at 8? Considering
he's not the best receiver. Garrett Wilson's the best receiver, but London is a bigger guy. And, I know that Arthur Smith likes the big receivers. He had A.J. Brown over in Tennessee. And, if he sees a little A.J. and this kid here, the London kid, then he could possibly be a target. But you can get a better player at 8 and then come back to the wide receivers because there's so many of them.
Yeah, it looks like you got a lot of depth at wide receiver. You also have some good depth even at the edge rushers. Mr. Ryan Walker says, no, not at all. Yes, so, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, to me, it would make sense to get some type of defensive help there. Now, Tyra, I'm going to ask you this question since you play the position. What do you think about some of the defensive backs out there like Stingley and the young man from Cincinnati? You think it would make sense for them to try to get a defensive back to try to say, okay, we got 2 lockdown corners?
Yeah, definitely. I think anytime you can get a good person in secondary, the way the game is going, the way the game is played, I still believe you win by running and you stop the run. But still, it's an air attack. So really, I want to see from an HBCU standpoint, Bell from Florida A&M, and also Durant, the cornerback from South Carolina State. So, these are some guys that, it's time to give these kids an opportunity. So I think if you line those guys up with any of those D1 PWI players, they will stand out also. So, I want to see where those guys, Glass from Alabama A&M, the quarterback, 6'5", 215. Let's see where he's going to go. You got Josh, you're talking about corners. What about Joshua Williams, some cornerback from Fayetteville State? Let's see where those guys going to go. I'm like, this guy, Joshua Williams, 6'3", 197. Okay, so let's see where he's going to go. So let's, the HBC, that's what I want to see. The NFL messed up last year. Let's see if they redeem themselves this year and actually pull some talent from this HBCU pool of players.
D-Led Ryan Walker from Facebook is asking a question. What do you think about in the later rounds picking up the young man from George Pickens out of Georgia, or perhaps even Treylon Burke? What do you think?
I like both of those guys. Treylon's going to be gone by the time they come back in the second round, but George Pickens is going to be there. So certainly, he's going to be in that group of receivers that you can get in the second round. I wouldn't wait till the third. He'll be gone by then.
There you go. The other thing, too, Mr. Walker is saying here is he was excited about you when he was talking about the HBCUs. He was just preaching. That's it. All right. Another question for D-Led here from Todd. If the Falcons were last in defense last year, is Pease the answer as the defensive coordinator?
Well, I think, his track record speaks for itself. We went back and did the work on that. When you turn over 8 starters, you're gonna, it's gonna fall to the bottom. That's what happened. They were 28th against the run and 18th against the pass, but the pass number was only good because nobody had to throw. They just ran it on them. So They do have to get a little bit stouter against the run, and I don't know if that's the indictment on the defensive coordinator that they couldn't stop the run because he's 73, and I didn't see him out on the field trying to take on no blocks.
Wow. Well, it's going to be interesting. I think the Falcons, to me, should pick up somebody on defense. I mean, I just don't think you can continue to roll like this and not do it. I like the guy from Florida State. I think he may be gone, but I'm thinking if he's there, you got to take a shot at him. The only question I have is, do you think he might be too light? Because I think he comes about what, 235?
No, I think I just let me flip
He's
over
bigger?
here
Okay.
real quick. He's a little bit bigger. I think I got 6'4", 250. Yeah, 6'5", 254. 6'5",
That dog a hunt then.
254.
And it seems like he's got a motor. It seems like he's a 3-down guy.
He's a hungry kid. He was a last chance U kid. He'd be the highest kid drafted from the JUCO shows. My daughters started watching that, and they were like, "Dad, you gotta watch this. This is crazy." And so he's one of those kids that ended up there, man. So I know he's got a story to tell about starting out at last chance U, and and then going to Georgia, and then they were just so loaded he had to leave so he can go play somewhere. So. Yeah, if they take him, he'd be a real interesting pick for us, and he'd be a real, want to know his story. He's sounds like an interesting kid.
Let's go online real quick.
As you let a question, D-Led, since you follow the Falcons a lot, talk about some of the HBCU athletes. Do they have anybody on their list, on their site, looking for a quarterback? The kid Glass from Alabama A&M. Are they? You hear any?
Yeah, they've been to the Legacy Bowl and the HBCU Combine down in Mobile. Those are the 5 names I had in my column last week, and I'm sure there are more. But Durant and Williams are the top 2 prospects. One of them are going to go in the 3rd or 4th round. Bell, I'm not seeing him show up anywhere, although he was the top player coming into the season. Glass didn't really look good down at the Legacy Bowl, but they everybody kind of said, well, he didn't have any receivers and the lines were bad. So, they'll have to do their own evaluations on him. They're definitely adding a quarterback to the room is what they said today. Maybe in the draft, maybe I don't think they're going to get in the Baker Mayfield Derby, but, there's some veterans out there on the street still if they just need a backup. So, yeah, Akil Glass, I do not know if he's on their board or not.
I'll tell you right now, if they pull a quarterback from the draft, I'd like to see if he's available in round number 3 or 4. The young man out of Cincinnati, he quit himself very well here when he played against Georgia in the Chick-fil-A Bowl and then came back and got his team into the college football playoffs. I'm talking about Desmond Ritter. A little bit smaller, but I think the guy's got a lot of heart, a lot of moxie, so we'd like to see it. I know moxie's old school word, but I don't care. I've used it anyway. All right, let's go here to social media real quick before we wrap it up. Todd is saying here Sam Williams from Ole Miss would be a great pick. The dude is a monster. Let's go to H.C. Hardy, our good buddy. He is saying here that the Falcons will pick another running back later in the draft. Who do you think? We'll get back to that in a second. We just want to flash everybody up. Rusty Moore from Facebook, first time making a comment. He said, how much of Terry saying the draft is the best player available is GM talk? I feel you always need the draft for need to some extent, as long as it's not a reach. And Todd echoes that. Get him an edge rusher. And then last but not least, the Falcons, talking from Ryan Walker, should take the running back Pierre Strong from South Dakota, like a little bowling ball, 6 feet, 210 pounds. All right, so we're going to go back to this idea of the GM just kind of saying, hey, this picking the best player available is a lot of talk. You go from need. D-Led, we'll let you kind of wrap this up. If it were you picking for the Falcons and they decide we're not going to trade up, we're going to take the number 8 pick, who would you pick?
Yeah, it's Jermaine Johnson's going to be the best player on the board. If one of them tackles slip through, I'm taking the best player on the board. So, all the fans got to remember is back in the day when they took Jamal Anderson, the defensive end, they took him at 8. He was not the 8th best player. Darrell Reeves was sitting there. Patrick Willis was sitting there. Marshawn Lynch, potential 3 Super Bowlers. And if you can't figure out that Jamal Anderson's not better than them three guys, then you know you're not gonna be picking the players anymore. You pick the best players. At the end of the day, you have a more talented team than your opposition. You never draft need, it never works. So you just pick the best, stick to your board, and then let the coaches coach what you pick. And got some hoes, go fill it in the undrafted class or free agency.
Hey,
I'm through right there. I'm through.
Real quick, to HBCU players, D-Led, I respect everything you've done in the game. You know the game. You know what it takes. So if you're talking to an HBCU athlete right now, what would you tell them they need to do? I know what they need to do, but I want them to hear from somebody who's on the ground, who understand, who are talking to these head coaches, who are talking to the scouts. What would you tell an HBCU athlete he needs to do to get his name to where it be, hey, the team wants to draft them? What would you tell them they need to do where they are?
Well, I came up through the HBCU too. I was calling the games at Howard. My guy Jimmy Johnson went on to coach 10 years in the league and played 10 years in the league. He's at Maryland right now with Coach Loxley. And so what we tell the kids is, keep working, keep grinding. They're going to find the good players. Now, for a while here, it don't look like they've been really looking for them, but now there seems to be a rededication to the finding the best talent in the land. Just keep working, keep developing your game. And Joshua Williams told me at the combine, he said, hey, I had to take the coaching that was given me. Those coaches was coaching me hard. They thought I had talent. And so he had to take the coaching. It got him better. And now it's looking like he's going to be a, day 2, could be, certainly a day 2, maybe day 3 draft pick. So I would take that lesson from Joshua to continue to develop your game, take your coaching. Could be hard coaching at sometimes at the HBCU, but if it's good coaching, it's going to develop you and make you a better player. So, of course, all the good stuff, stay on top of your books in case, things don't work out. But, to be the best player you can be, continue to work at your craft daily, and they're going to find you. Or at least, you got to have a hope that they are rededicated to looking. There's definitely more spotlight on the HBCU players now. So, they're gonna. You gotta trust and believe they're gonna find you, and you keep doing the work on your end of the stick, and stay on top of things.
I just want to say, D-Led, I was not laughing at your comment. I was laughing at the comment that Jonathan put on the screen from Todd. So I just wanted to.
We're fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that.
We're gonna put that up here so you guys can see. Todd has no faith in anybody the Falcons hire from management, and he said that, in fact, if the Falcons were able to pick Lawrence Taylor, that they would pass on him and pick the kid from Charleston State, and that's their history. And he said they'd also pass on Jim Brown, a running back from Michigan State.
Hey, check this out. We had Buddy Curry on show before. He played a little bit when Lawrence Taylor was younger.
That's right.
Buddy Curry said that the Lawrence Taylor, they would have never thought Lawrence Taylor would have been the player in the NFL that he was in college. So again, your peers. Buddy Curry, we all respect Buddy Curry, right? But Buddy Curry, he didn't see in college what he saw Lawrence Taylor do in the pros. So it's just word to the wise.
Yeah, and what Lawrence Taylor did in the pros, I remember I had the great honor of watching, I think, his second practice, because I was originally from Connecticut, and at that time the Giants used to do their preseason down at Pace University, Westchester County, which is right down the road from us. And I can remember the sound, that the impact of Taylor hitting one of his own running backs. I remember all of a sudden whistles are blowing, and the coach comes running out. And he grabs Taylor. He says, "That's your teammate. That's your teammate." And me and my buddy looked at one another. We like, man, what on earth? And I remember when Lawrence came here to pick up an award, I interviewed him, and he said really what shocked him is the way that he could dominate kind of right off the bat. He said he really felt like a man amongst boys when he got to the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey, he played like it.
Special.
LT.
Special.
None like LT.
Right.
Yeah, just pure and
special. Yeah, special. Well, Minister, one thing, and I think this is what Tyrone is hitting at. One thing you cannot measure is heart and how bad somebody wants it. And that's what D-Led was saying about Jermaine Johnson. That's why I think he has an opportunity to be a special player because of his story. So if you don't know his story, and he was on Last Chance U, I say go back and watch those Last Chance U episodes. Go on Google this young man, because you can never measure the hunger in a player. That's just something, and we see it all the time. That's why that I think that's the 2012 draft class that Jamal Anderson gentleman was in. So that class for the Falcons, I think less than 5 years later, and D Orlando, please tell me if this is factual. I think 5 years later, nobody from that class was even in the NFL anymore. That's how bad that draft class was for the Atlanta Falcons. So they got the heart wrong. They got the measurables wrong. They got the talent. They got everything wrong with that draft class.
Everything.
Yeah. So heart. So if I got a player that's from an HBCU or a Division II school that has heart, and they got the talent that I see every down, then hey, I might just give that kid a chance that nobody believed in. Yeah.
Diamond in the rough.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, they can turn things around very, very quickly, because just like 2012, now I will tell you that draft was terrible. D-Led, you're familiar with some of these names. The infamous George Peter Kahns, the Lamar Holmes. That was some of the draft from 2012. But the one thing I try to say is the same thing. Even though at the end, I'm going to say it again, I was asking Matt Ryan to do something that I know D-Les said you shouldn't do, but at least be mobile a little bit. And when he just said, I can't do that, get me someone in here that can move around, because that does seem to be the way the game is trending. I got to say this, as much as we killed the Mitroff, really the one problem they really had was they just couldn't draft linemen. I mean, but if you go back and look at their record, I mean, let's look. That you have to remember this, which seems bizarre to talk about this now. D-Led, you remember in 2017, people like Pro Football Focus and other NFL pundits were saying the Falcons had one of the best rosters in the NFL. And it all happened in a couple of drafts. You go back and look at that from 2013 to 2016, 15, they built this team. Let's look at the 2015 draft. Now, I know this guy had just one good year, but he led the league in sacks for 1 year. You had Vic Beasley,
and Grady,
Tevin Coleman, Justin Hardy, who stayed with the team for a while, Grady Jarrett. They were all key contributors. And the next year they picked up, and this was the year where Blank said, hey, you better find me some starters. Well, they sure did. Con O'Neill, Deion Jones, Austin Hooper, Devondre Campbell, and Wes Schweitzer were all in one single draft. So you can do it. If you hit real good, you can do it. But I don't know.
Yeah, it started going downhill after that, because you got
did.
Tech McKinley, Duke Riley, Sean Harlow. You got Casey out of that draft, and that was it. Brian Hill bounced around, and Eric Serbert bounced around. So it went down fast.
Sure did. And the thing that's so terrible about the Tech McKinley pick was, I believe, just 2 picks later, Pittsburgh picked T.J. Watt.
Well, Minister, if you, I think you might remember this show with Mr. Football.
Right.
We had an explosive show that
we sure
weekend.
did, because I wanted to pick Watt.
Exactly. I remember that. It's clear as day. Me and you were on the Watt side, and they were telling us we were crazy. And I'm like, how do you not pick the little brother who has the same motor as his big? Again, I'm going with the cats that got the motors and the heart. This kid is going to do something, and look where he is now. So, hey, I'm going with heart, talent, size. That's what I'm going to go with to pick my talent.
And speaking of that, I'm not saying he has the same talent as T.J. Watt, and I heard he's a bit slower. But, if you got a chance to pick up the kid from Purdue, I can't pronounce his name, I think Hawkinsmeyer or something like that. He got a motor. Yep. Karloftis. He got, okay. Well,
George Karloftis.
I did the best I could do. I'm sorry. The kid's got a motor. I mean, to me, now I know that a motor doesn't mean anything all the time, because we had another guy here in Atlanta that had a motor, but he was more famous for being married to a housewife. But when he played, I mean, hey, wow, D-Led, you remember I can't even call his name right now. The guy that played defensive.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now either. Yeah.
But
you
I
got
mean,
Hartwell. You got a couple housewives. Croy Bierman. You talking Croy Bierman?
Croy Bierman,
yeah,
my man.
Bierman. That's what we talking about. Yeah, Bierman.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
Bierman.
everybody killed him, but I mean, the guy, he would from time to time make a play. And
He made more
amen,
plays than Jamal Anderson, Minister.
amen.
Right.
And anytime you're married to his wife, I mean, I can give the guys kudos just for that. Let me leave it alone. Let me stop right there. Let me stop. All right, guys. You know we do this show. We always want to make sure that people can let you know where they can find out more about them. So, Mr. Barry Brown, the happy man, Barry Brown, the floor is yours.
Well, again, thank you, Minister. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show tonight. And you can reach us, the Student Athlete Achievement Program, Youth Education and Sports, by visiting youtheducationandsports.org. You can also go to Facebook, facebook.com/student athlete playbook. And then, of course, if you're trying to get our materials, just go to Amazon, type in student athlete playbook, and our materials will pop up. Thank you, Real Talk Sports.
And there it is,
Minister
right underneath.
Jonathan Simmons.
There's the banner, Community Spotlight, Barry Brown, Student Athlete Playbook. Check him out, support what he's doing, because that wayward child could be yours. Amen. Barry, we appreciate you, bro. See you next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Minister.
All right, Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Reverend Simmons. Appreciate you having me on the show. You can find my work on ajc.com. We have the Bowtie Chronicles podcast coming out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith with all your draft talk. Thanks, and thanks for having me.
You got the real. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. D. Orlando Ledbetter, thank you, sir. And we look forward to having you back again real soon. All right, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
Well, you can find me at Fort Valley State, State University Drive, Fort Valley, Georgia. Director of Athletics Development. Come on down to Fort Valley State. It's a new day, a new era. You know what? We're going to even try to schedule. I'm going to talk to Dion to see if we can kind of scrimmage them in the near future. So HBCU football, come to it. But no, you can follow me awesome. 38, all social media.
There we go. And so Tyrone, that means I got to get another banner. So I'm gonna change them back and forth. I'll do Tyrone Poole 38 and there's something for Fort Valley next time. There we go. Tyrone Poole, appreciate you, sir.
All right, thank you guys. All right, Miss Tree.
Bye, Tyrone.
All right, bye.
Miss Tree Dolman, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. You can find me on all social media at It's Latresa, as well as Ms. America International 2021.
There you go. And just remember, that's the lady in purple.
The purple diva.
That's right. All right, guys. So you know me. I'm actually a real life minister for real. And I know I said DeAndre Hunter post-game form. Not sure what happened there. I think that was just we'll fix that real quick here so you guys know who I am. So you don't say, who? That ain't no DeAndre Hunter. You're right. I'm not just plain old Jonathan Simmons. And we want to encourage you, first of all, to continue to follow us anywhere on social media, please. Check us out. Here it is right there on the screen. There we are right there. You can see us there. Follow us anywhere at Real Talk Sports 7. Also, go to our YouTube page and subscribe there. We're Real Talk Sports TV on YouTube. So we would love to have you join us, follow us. And, of course, when we come on the show, give us your comments as well. So, again, we thank you so much for watching us. But the main thing, listen, before I go, I want to encourage you, please, man, please, sir, if you do not know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, you absolutely must get to know him today. Why do you say that? Because nobody loves you like Jesus, not your mom, not your auntie, not your bae, not your boo, not your BFF, nobody. And here's the good thing. He died for you so that if you repent of your sins and believe that he died for you and rose from the dead, two really great things happen. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adopted child of God and you now have all the rights therein. What are those rights? Well, number one, you now can go to God, ask for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he'll grant that to you. And then the other cool thing is that when you die, because I think we're all going to do that, you get to go to that place called heaven, the most spectacular place beyond anything imagination that you can think of in your mind. No imagination can get to it. So now you have beautiful buildings. You have streets paved with a gold that's so pure it's translucent. And guess what you don't have? You got no pandemic, no pain, no more suffering, no more dying, no more bad people. And you get to see God and Jesus Christ face to face. And all the people that went on before you, those aunties that prayed, grandmama and them, when you go into church, all those people will be there. And you're never going to die. That's a beautiful thing. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things I mentioned that are in heaven will not be in hell. You have bad people, it'll stink, it smells, and the big thing is you're cut off from God and all those people you love forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, on behalf of everybody here at the Real Talk Sports Show, you know how we like to do it. We say as we do. God bless you and have a wonderful rest of your night. So long.